What is going on, everybody?
What in blue blazes? Hello.
It is Pixmarters here, and welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations 2.
I just never know with you anymore. I don't.
No, that's the big guy. Keep you on your toes. We left off. We got done investigating all that upstairs area. Looks like the murder happened inside that storeroom. And then we all rode the elevator down right in the middle of a police scene. And we've caused quite a bit of a scene.
Oh my
and
gosh.
now we're going to have some of Francesca's logic on why everything is going.
The victim used her key card and entered this room with the culprit. Then the culprit stabbed the victim in the chest with the candelabra, killing her. Shouldn't the letter make it obvious who the culprit is? Of course, the crime scene was right here in this room, the PIC meeting room. That is incorrect. The proof is the blood stain we found here in the meeting room. That settles it, Miles Edgeworth.
I mean, they kind of give us a few things that we could present it to, which
Miss
makes it a
Von
problem.
Karma seems really confident, doesn't she?
Yeah, I see. She's a fiery one, isn't she? I don't mind a feisty cutie, so how do I introduce...
God. How repulsive. Well, Miles Edgeworth, can you break my logic? If you truly have no intention of stopping here, prove it to me with evidence.
Very well. I'll show you, Francesca. Evidence that paves my path.
Pace my path.
Sorry, guess I had to try and come up at the same time. There's key card in this room with the culprit, then the culprit stabbed the victim.
I thought you were
in the chest with the
expecting more
candelabra.
again and just
Killing
kind
her.
of stuttered.
I was going to speak, and then my body was just like... Ugh.
Oh.
All right, the crime scene was right here in the PI. So it could be this or the next one that I couldn't present. Because
What would we present?
we would use the blood on the hidden lift.
Then do
Or
it.
the costume trunk. Well, no, the blood on the hit. Well, because actually I think that would actually go right here. Because it could have dropped down, so
Boom.
easy peasy. If memory serves me correctly, the blood in the meeting room was found in front of the statue of Lady Justice, was it not?
To murder someone before Lady Justice. This culprit knows no fear.
I wonder about that. Have a look at this piece of evidence. Blood was found in the storeroom right above the meeting room. As you can see, there are signs that it has dripped down onto the floor below. And right under the hidden lift is...
It's a statue of Lady Justice.
Then you understand. The murder did not take place here. The killer murdered the victim in the storeroom and then moved the body to this room. The Lady Justice witness was a coward trying to conceal their crime. And not to mention, and not the moment of the murder. She's smiling.
Pardon me, I just remembered a conversation quite similar to this one. As I expected, Miles Edgeworth, such naivety couldn't possibly be an act.
How is Miss Edgeworth naive? Yeah.
Have you forgotten? Or are you just playing the foolish fool? The amount of blood in the meeting room is clearly greater than in the storeroom.
Please don't just hit me and then ignore me. Yeah.
Such a large amount of blood couldn't have simply dripped from the floor above. And even if it had, there should have been much more blood left behind in the storeroom. She's got a point.
Yeah.
The murder could not have occurred anywhere other than this meeting room.
Huh. You're as predictable as always, Francesca.
What? Oh.
The difference in the amount of blood is just as you say. The question is, why does such a difference exist?
That issue is trivial. I've already explained it with my perfect logic.
In that case, how do you explain the blood that was found in the storeroom? I don't suppose you're going to tell me that it somehow sprayed all the way up there? Like a water fountain? No way! Exactly. It's impossible. In other words, the reason for the difference in the amount of blood is... the amount of blood in the meeting room and the storeroom are different because... I was gonna say... well, okay. So... based on certain logic that you can use, the top one could also be correct because once you pull out a weapon, that's like,
The blood flow just goes.
Yes.
Because nothing's there to plug the wounds.
I mean, it would, because my suggestion was going to be that they died here before they went up, which is why there's more blood down on the bottom. But there are people.
You mean she?
The victim. Yes, a she.
Yeah, she.
But then but then all the people that were around would have seen it because there's still the meeting going on. So that shouldn't be it. So I'll say the weapon was pulled out.
Yeah, I
here.
think that.
The victim died of a stab wound. Naturally, there would be a significant amount of blood loss.
So that's obvious just from looking at the blood stain.
But that's so weird. She was attacked in the storeroom, but there was less blood found there than...
Poor guy, let him think out loud. Silence, you third-rate prosecutor!
Hey,
oh!
But I'm the best! Don't!
Oh.
Do you know when you lose the most blood after getting stabbed with a sharp object?
Ah, I know! It's when the sharp object is pulled out, right?
Precisely. After being stabbed with the candelabra, the body was moved to the meeting room. And then the murder weapon was pulled out right here in this very room. That would account for the difference in the amount of blood that was left behind.
But why would the culprit go through all that trouble?
Most likely to give the impression that the murder occurred in the meeting room. It seems Miss Crane's keycard was used last night. But based on the time of use, it must have been a ploy by the culprit to mislead us. In all likelihood, it was the culprit who used the keycard to enter the meeting room.
Why would the culprit have needed to do that?
Perhaps they feared that the storeroom would be found out during the investigation. If they were involved in the auction, they would not have wanted to become public. Boom.
The auction, you say?
Perhaps you should go upstairs and see for yourself what items are on display. I'm sure it will allow you to understand what occurred here. Oh, well, that car is...
Jeez.
It occurred to me that's a very loud vehicle.
Impressive, Miles Edgeworth.
Impressive
You're willing
indeed.
to go that far to protect her.
There's something big lurking behind the scenes of this case. In case somebody got caught up in it.
You're exaggerating.
Am I now? More than anyone, I would think you would understand the significance behind all this. Why would you, a prosecutor working with Interpol, be involved in a domestic case? Wasn't your objective to crush a certain international smuggling ring? If your search for smuggled goods has led you here, then isn't this feeling I have related to this case?
I'm relieved. You haven't lost your touch even though you've turned in your badge. I've heard about your situation from Scruffy over there.
What, me, pal? Sorry, sir, I just wanted to help out somehow. Wise decision, detective.
He's like, what?
Francesca, are you the one in charge of this case? Isn't Interpol pursuing the black market auction?
And what if I am? That's not something you need to know.
So you knew about all this from the very beginning? You knew the black market auction was being held. Right here.
Hey, mind if I butt in? About that gal who turned up dead? You! Hey, I ain't done talking yet. You ain't changed a lick.
Oh dear.
This case doesn't even need a fragment of your faulty testimony.
Well...
What are you saying? I'm a bona fide journal. Ow! Back then, you gave false testimony. Miss Von Karma seems to really dislike Lada.
I can't say she's fond of her, and I can't blame her.
Oh my god. Ain't that the Crane gal, one of them PIC? Ain't that Crane one of the PIC members? She's a spitting image of the conductor. I reckon she's... Ow! She hit me! She hit me again! What is the meaning of this? Answer me, Miles Edgeworth.
From Miss Hart's testimony, we obtained a description of what the conductor was wearing. And it matched what the victim, Jill Crane, was wearing.
You mean to say, the one who was murdered was the conductor?
Miss Von Karma, maybe you should calm down.
It seems that a new fact has just been brought to light. Indeed, I came here in pursuit of the black market auction in order to arrest the organizer of the event, in other words, the conductor.
If we believe Miss Hart's testimony, then the conductor is already dead.
First, what's his face, and now her.
Yeah. Wouldn't this mean that your investigation has ended in vain?
That's right. However, I swear on my names that I will not return empty-handed. I challenge you, Miles Edgeworth,
No.
to a duel.
I was gonna say to a duel. Challenge is fine, but
I don't have my cards with me.
why is she running her whip like she's out for a victim of her own? Thank God I was at my dual disc hidden under my sleeve.
I will concede your argument. The murder occurred in the storeroom, correct? That would mean the culprit is someone who participated in the auction. If that photographer is correct, the victim was the conductor and the culprit was a customer. The culprit waited for the victim in the storeroom where the goods were delivered. Then they stabbed the victim in the chest with the candelabra in the storeroom.
Is this a game of Clue again? It always feels like a game of Clue when we get that in-depth.
Yeah, that is all. I trust you to have no objections.
Unfortunately, that is not the case, because there is a hole in your testimony.
As expected of Mr. Edgeworth, I didn't notice anything at all. Well then, please settle this with one blow.
Yes, of course, much as I crush her logic.
She's such an Edgeworth fangirl.
She is.
It's so great.
Alright, so we had, I will concede your argument, the murder occurred in the storeroom. Okay, that would mean the culprit is someone who participated in the auction. That can make sense. That photographer is correct, the victim was the conductor, and the culprit was a customer. That can also be assumed. The culprit waited for the victim in the storeroom, where the goods were delivered. I'm trying to remember Lotta's testimony, because we have it here.
Yeah.
See, the black market auction was being held in the Grand Tower. The items of 11 people attending the event. The auction continued even after Jill Crane's murder. That is the interesting part.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we need that yet. Then they stabbed the victim in the chest with the candelabra in the storeroom. At first glance, the logic seems to hold up, but something just doesn't feel quite right. I need to draw out more information. I'll press something in.
Yes.
Alright, I'll concede that. And we'll put in the auction. Let's press on that one. The culprit participated in the auction. I'd like to hear your basis for this claim.
When I spoke with the staff of this building, not a single one mentions the storeroom. The storeroom's existence must have only been known to a select few.
And that's where the items for the auction are being stored.
I see you understand. Yes, the culprit participated in the auction.
Okay, if the photographer was correct, and they were a customer. So you're saying that the victim was the auction's conductor.
Right, and the culprit... Hey, ain't you the one who told her that just a moment ago?
Yes, that's right. However, I was simply making sure her logic is clear.
That ain't right. You're doing it wrong. This is the part where you're supposed to say, I done goofed. The culprit was a customer participating in the black market auction. What in tarnation? Now you've done it. Don't cover for him. Of course, that is only if this photographer's testimony is indeed true.
I can't tell whether they're on good or bad terms.
The issue here is the culprit's actions.
Go right over to the victim's storeroom where they delivered the good goods delivered. Miss Hart was in the storeroom at the time. Could the culprit really have been waiting there?
I don't know where she was hiding, but since you've seen it, you must know as well. There are numerous hiding places in that storeroom.
So the culprit was hiding while they waited for the victim to arrive.
I believe the crime occurred after the auction ended. After all, the victim was the organizer of the auction, and the conductor.
Would you like to add that during testimony?
During the auction, the organizer would have to be in front of the customers the entire time.
Add that to your testimony. After the auction ended.
Nope.
Please add that statement to your testimony.
We have an eyewitness.
If the crime occurred after the auction ended. Let's hope that she's not just blowing smoke out of her ass like she usually does. Come on, Lotta. Play nice for us.
Please don't be lying.
As I thought, you're one step behind.
What did you say?
The victim was not the conductor, and I have proof. Miss Hart's testimony.
That photographer's testimony is not trustworthy. What are y'all saying? I'm a bona fide journal. Ow! Cease your idle chatter. Peasant. Yeehaw!
This ain't the rodeo for you. Francesca, calm down and listen. Miss Hart witnessed the part of the murder. The main point here is that after witnessing the murder, she says the auction continued.
That's right, sure as can be. They all just kept going on shamelessly.
Do you think the auction could have continued without someone conducting it? If the victim was not the conductor, the person killed must have been a customer.
No! Oh
Or
boy.
they're all conductors.
That's not how that works.
That's how the truth train rolls. Choo-choo!
No, what? No, stop
As I
it.
said from the beginning, Kay is not the culprit.
Truth
After all, she herself was attacked by someone and lost consciousness. Because conductor.
Oh.
Train.
Oh, boo.
In which case, that would also make her a victim.
Boo.
Don't you boo me.
Boo.
The auction continued after the incident occurred.
Boo. That
Yes, and
sucked.
the victim was not the conductor, but a customer. Checkmate.
Sure hope you're not planning on becoming one of them stand-up comedians.
I don't know if you paid attention, but I think we know who this is now.
What do you mean?
There was a BAP.
Oh, that's enough.
That voice.
Oh boy.
There she is.
Order in the court. The chairman will now enter. Oh boy.
Hey, pal. My, no need to be so stiff.
This guy's
Actually, feel free to call me
Blazy.
Blazy. Well then, Blazy, what brings you here? Huh? Well, I just wanted to see if my idiot son was working hard, is all. Is this kind of father-son relationship really healthy?
No.
Freebird. Play Freebird. Now. I'd come to light a fire under you, but it seems I've found an unexpected bonus. To think that the criminal who has become the talk of the town would be here, of all places.
Everyone, restrain the suspect at once.
Please wait, Kay Faraday is not the Silence!
Oh, whoa, whoa!
That's a pretty heavy lighter you got going on there. That ain't no regular Bic lighter. That's
a hazard to your beard, sir.
I hope that's his breakdown later on if he has a
Beard
breakdown.
burning off.
Because I don't trust him.
No, not at all.
This is quite troubling, Edgeworth. Didn't I tell you earlier? The PIC desires a swift resolution of this case.
He sounds
If it's
like
not-
Wolfie Boy.
We lose our trust with the public. They'd call us the waste of time committee.
But aren't you that already?
It's trolling for me as well, that sort of thing. And at my age too.
And on top of that, an illegal investigation is not something that I can overlook. Have you forgotten? You are no longer a prosecutor. You have lost all your authority. Furthermore, you have aided a criminal in evading the law.
Yes, that's right. You're so reliable, Courtney. I am aware of the consequences of my actions. You may punish me as you wish. However, we have found a new suspect. It's the person pictured here. Kay Faraday was attacked by this person and...
There's no need for your explanation. Just recently, a red raincoat was discovered in the vicinity of this building. The victim's blood and cherry blossom petals were found on the hood.
Cherry blossom petals? Now that you mention it, on the viewing platform.
Yes, they probably stuck on due to the blood. They were littered around with a blood stain.
We've received the forensics report on the blood, you know. There's no doubt about it. The person in that photo is the victim, Jill Crane.
What?
What did you say? Interesting. Impossible. That would completely destroy the foundations of our logic. We believe the person in the red raincoat was the culprit. And now it turns out the person is actually the murder victim. But wait, if that's the case, then the prime suspect would be...
Miss Faraday, you met a person in a red raincoat on the rooftop, did you not? Yes, I did, but the person in the red raincoat was the murder victim. And Kay Faraday came into contact with that person. Since one of the parties is now dead, what happened next should be clear. Oh god.
Kay was attacked by that person. As the victim, it would be impossible for her to be the culprit.
There's no evidence she was attacked, is there? Look at her bandages!
I was about to say, she fell off a building, apparently.
Furthermore, we must consider the possibility that the victim fought back.
It's far too early to come to that conclusion. Kay is not the criminal.
You're wrong.
Kay?
That's wrong. Even though I don't want to believe it myself. After hearing about the raincoat, I finally remembered. I only remember a little, but from what I saw that night, the culprit is me. I remember looking down at the person in the red raincoat. Mr. Edgeworth, it was me! The culprit was me all along!
That can't be right.
Then why? Why do I have that memory? That person collapsed before my eyes! Engulfed in a pool of blood! Why didn't I do anything? It must have been because I killed her. It is clear to me the validity of Kay Faraday's memory.
Didn't you dial until just now, pal?
Cheer. Congratulations, Miss Faraday. Your courage will surely allow you to be forgiven.
After 50 years in prison.
Now let us rejoice in the blessings of the goddess of law. You're corrupt as fuck. She's like, Allow me to give my opinion as an international prosecutor. Her actions as a criminal are... Whoa. Hurry, arrest Kay Faraday at once. How dare you behave that way before me?
You're being too forceful. Further verification is necessary. I'd even go so far as to say it is unlawful.
Unfortunately, the law does not side with you.
It sides with me, you see. But you know, the beautiful bond between you two has been etched deeply into my heart.
That reminds me, we seem to have forgotten one additional suspect. What?
Edgeworth? That's you.
What? I want to know what he's always burning.
What's that, pal? Miss Edgeworth hasn't done anything wrong. I beg to differ. That's right. You see, he's no longer a prosecutor, sadly enough.
Your actions have gone too far this time. An illegal investigation and assisting in the escape of a criminal. I cannot even think of you as a former prosecutor. Now humbly accept your punishment.
Oh, yes, that's right. I believe the plan for today was to hold your hearing before the PIC. Why don't we leave the hearing for tomorrow, even though the results is already crystal clear? You should think long and hard about what you've done. Very long and very hard.
Don't say that. Court is now adjourned. Like that gavel is.
For real.
Very long and very hard.
God, Courtney, why are you such a bleh? You the conductor? Is that what you hiding? Bleh? I mean, you think the PIC would know about this whole thing going on since it goes down, you know, in their room.
They're totally corrupt, obviously.
The entire PIC is corrupt. I know for a fact that the best dad has to be corrupt.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like he's going to be the big baddie, but Justine, like, I can't. She's backing this horse too hard to be innocent. Like, she doesn't even. Either that or she's been brainwashed to just overruled. But no.
Is that your impression of her?
When she's brainwashed, yes. And now we get to sit in a holding cell where our buddy got killed before. Hey,
our buddy.
Our chess buddy that we also kind of arrested, but hey. I can't remember his name. Knightley, there we go.
Horace Knightley.
Horace Knightley. Poor man. Rip.
Our buddy.
This is the second time I've been in this cell. All my evidence has been taken from me. The only thing I have left is Kay's Yatagarasu's badge. I'm worried about Kay. Is she alright?
The culprit is me. I remember looking down at the person in the red raincoat. Mr. Edgeworth, it was me! The culprit was me all along!
But you never found any blood. You said they were in their own blood pool, but there was no blood up there. So that should be impossible. We have a visitor! Please hurry out! A visitor? Who could it be? Phoenix! This is my name of Dick Gumshoe. Oh, never mind. Oh, you turn him down?
Yes.
No, it'll be hard to face him, though. This is weird.
This is really weird,
So,
yeah.
I mean, we've seen this scene before, but not us playing. It's weird to be playing the person behind the glass. Wait there.
Okay.
All right, go. I'm busting you out, pal.
Oh,
you can fit through that
God.
window in the corner, right? Turn off the camera. Just hit it upwards. They will never see.
Full-on vigilante at this point.
I am the knight.
Oh, God.
I am Batman. Maybe just a fat man. I don't know.
Fat man.
It could be the same thing. I don't know. He's not going to stay and keep watch. That is interesting.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
Who's
Who is
pardon
that?
me?
Oh.
Pardon me.
Interesting. So
Huh.
she sent the guard out to talk to me. Sent the guard away so that we can talk one-on-one.
And tricked him to come out by saying it was Gumshoe.
Apparently. Judge Courtney.
What the hell? Hush. Please, have a seat.
Oh, is this going to be like some double agent shit? Is that what's going on here?
Ooh.
Is she just being that way because...
double cross.
Does she know what's going on but can't do anything right now? Why are you here? I was told the detective had come.
If I didn't instruct them to tell you that, you wouldn't be sitting here right now.
I can't think of anything she'd need from me at this point. Should try to figure out what she wants. I mean, I feel like she'd be the one asking me the questions, but sure, I'll ask
Yeah.
her what she's doing here.
Your visitation rights have been restricted to begin with.
It's as if I'm some monstrous criminal. I suppose my credibility has hit rock bottom.
But of course, your friends have fared a little better though. That lawyer and that girl were both quite worked up.
Mr. Shields and Emma.
When I last saw them, they were giving one of the guards quite an earful.
What? You don't mean...
Be grateful, the goddess of law has been quite busy. They were spared punishment.
Certainly seems like you have plenty of time for small talk.
Oh yes, Prosecutor Von Karma is presently continuing the investigation. You were worried about them, right?
I guess she saw right through me. Alright, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
Let's cut to the chase. Exactly what are you planning?
I'm not planning anything. There's merely a question I wish to ask.
You're asking me?
Yes, of course. Who else is here? Objectively speaking, you are a clever individual, and you have a sharp mind. As a prosecutor, you are highly talented and capable.
Are you being ironic? Your sarcasm falls short.
I'm being completely sincere, and that is why I cannot understand. Take this case, for example. You're up against the PIC, there's no chance for you to come out on top. Even a child could understand, and yet you...
Perhaps my younger self would not have done something so reckless. The me from before had power. That's why I thought justice was on my side. Just like you right now. However, because of a certain man, my self-centered sense of justice was broken down.
Certain man.
Ever since then,
Your man, you mean?
I began to see people in a different light. I'm able to serve as a prosecutor only because of the support of the people around me. People like Detective Gumshoe, and all the other investigators, and Kay as well.
No.
Honestly, even I'm surprised at how much I have changed.
I see. Is that how it is? I've come to understand you a little more.
Understand me? Not likely. Someone like you who forces her own senses of justice on others could never understand.
I wonder about that. Is that what you think?
Huh?
If I could say one thing, it would be that this conversation has been very interesting. That is all. Our conversation is coming to an end, however. I have one last thing to tell you. The date of your hearing has been set. I came here today to inform you. Today, in the PIC meeting room, may you humbly accept your fate.
If that's all you wanted to say, couldn't you have just sent a messenger?
The holy words of the goddess of law simply cannot be entrusted to others. With that, Mr. Edgeworth, I bid you farewell. I shall be seeing you again later. Huh. What's her angle?
Man, it's... I mean, if she's a double agent, she definitely ain't telling us.
Yeah.
But,
Just something's...
she is a...
Something's off with her.
Oh, just a little off on that one. Huh.
It's like she was secretly evaluating us.
Yeah? She was just... Oh, we're just
Like we just spilled our spirit out in a speech, and she's like, interesting.
Yeah, well, now they're just throwing us in our cell.
Oh.
No dialogue other than just, hey, everybody. I guess next time we're going to go take a pee. In fact, you know what? I'll go do that while you guys are away. So don't mind me. Just carry on with your day for 23 and a half hours, and I'll see you when I'm done.
Just go. just
Nope, I'll be right here for 23 and a half hours.
Standing in front of the toilet.
Yes. Yes.